Welcome, one and all, and welcome back to another Surefire Local webinar. My name is Patrick, and today I'm going to be your host as well as your speaker for today's topic, the 14 tactics to help grow your online presence. So, just in case anyone is unfamiliar with Surefire Local, our mission is to help you make online marketing easy by providing your business with a next generation platform that is available everywhere you need it across multiple devices and browsers. We provide the software that your small business needs to attract customers and grow profits efficiently, and all from one place. Today's session is coming to you once again live. You're going to receive a link to this recording as well as all of the presentation slides shown here today via email. So there's no need to worry about furiously taking notes or getting everything down that you hear today. You can just sit back and relax, and we're happy to have you. Please do check your spam folders for Surefire Local, just in case you do not see that email later on today. And you can share feedback or send us questions anytime by emailing us. That is marketing@surefirelocal.com, as well as visit the resources page on our website. There you can view all of our upcoming as well as our large and growing back catalog of previous webinars that are available to you free and on demand, as well as other various resources such as ebooks and tools, again, that you can find there free and on demand to you. Okay, well, that is our housekeeping. So let's go ahead and get into the presentation today, of which I will be giving it to you. All right, so we're going to break out today's presentation into two sections. First, we're going to establish what exactly your online presence is, what's it made of, and how it determines your visibility across Google search and maps. And then in the second portion of our webinar, we're going to be talking about growth. We're going to show you how to grow your online presence by using these strategies that we will discuss that will help you to strengthen your online presence and to dominate all of your local search results. So jumping into it, we're going to talk about step one, or stage one, I guess as to say, establish. What exactly is your online presence? What comprises or what is your online presence made of? And how does your online presence determine your online visibility? So your online presence is determined by three sources. There's what you can control, what you can put out into the world, or you can put out into the world online. There is the public perception. As a small business owner or operator, I don't need to tell you that your public perception is anything. It's a tale as old as time, and that is just what your customers say about you, what your potential customers think, the competitors in your landscape, and the industry, what all industry publications or news may say about your business. So it's about how you are perceived and how people see yourself when you are putting your best foot forward. And then third is the all-seeing algorithm, or the eye of Google, as one might be able to put it. That accumulates the two factors of what you're doing and what your actions are online, and then how people perceive your business and those actions online. And the algorithm is what determines your place. So the algorithm can be anything from the all-seeing eye of Google, like we just discussed, other sort of more secondary directory listings such as Yelp, and then of course the discussion and the content that you're pushing to your social media platforms, like the ever-present Facebook and Instagram, and how that analyzes and understands who your business is. So two of these three things in determining your online presence is out of your control, sort of. So we know that your actions are the number one thing that you can control online and should be the focus, and generally is the focus of this presentation here today. And it's while you cannot directly control your public perception, although you can heavily influence and work and do the best you can, you definitely, you're not going to be directly controlling your algorithms, but you can help contribute to it and you can help influence them. So what are the types of things that you are going to be able to control through your actions online? You can control your online reviews and how many you're getting and from what sources, and especially how you are responding to those reviews, whether they be good or bad. Your website structure, your consistency and content on that website and how it's formatted, your local check-ins, how you're building your area of service online, your social proof, how you are interacting, how you are contributing to social media, and how you're responding to your customers there. Your customer reviews, how often you're getting them, like I said, how you are responding to them, and how you are soliciting those reviews from happy customers. Your online ads, we'll get into more specifics later on, but that includes Google, Facebook, and other paid online sources. The relevant content, what you're pushing out there in terms of your business, make sure that you are not only addressing the customers, you are addressing their needs and what they are the most concerned about based on your area and your industry, and making sure that you are staying consistent with your messaging, as in all things marketing, whether it be online or more quote unquote traditional. Consistent messaging is always key. So moving on from that online those things you can control in your online presence, let us look a little bit more into how the quote unquote all-seeing eye of Google determines your local rankings. So this is taken directly from Google. Local results are based primarily on three things. You have your relevance, your distance, and your prominence. A combination of these factors helps us find the best match for your search. For example, our algorithms might decide that a business that's farther away from your location is more likely to have what you're looking for than a business that's closer, and therefore ranking higher in local results. So we know that the search term near me, HVAC near me, roofer near me, emergency vet clinic near me, depending on how well your weekend's going, those are becoming more and more prominent. We have some direct stats. I will speak to that later on. But inside Google, it's not just how close someone is to you versus maybe there's the same business, your competitor is set up at a farther away location. When somebody's pulling up their Google Maps and they're typing in, HVAC repair near me, maybe there's a business that is better ranked. Maybe there's a business with more content. Maybe there's a business with better consistent information online. Maybe there is a competitor to your business a little bit farther away and more inconvenient to your customer that has better ranking, better perception, and is overall favored better online by Google vis-a-vis someone that is paying attention and is doing their due diligence to their online presence. That can pop up versus your business that may even be closer. So just keep in mind how Google is really how Google and your online presence is smashing or smooshing all of these factors in together and combining them into one. All right, so let's kind of dig into their local visibility factors a little bit more, and we'll go over how, just so you can get a better idea of how Google is defining each and every little part of this. So when it comes to their visibility factors, how does Google define relevance? This refers to how well a local business profile, again, your Google business profile being the first thing that we encourage all of our prospects and our customers, regardless of whether or not you are going to do business with us. The Google business profile is the very first thing we tell everyone to get and to optimize and to maintain accurately. This is free, this is available, and this should be your very first step. So it refers to how well local business profile matches what someone is searching for. How well is that profile set up? Is it being maintained? Is it being adhered to? And are you adding complete and detailed business information to help Google better understand your business and match your profile to relevant searches? Are you open at the hours that you say you are? Are you are they able to contact you at the hours that you say you are? And there's nothing worse than needing a business right then and there, having an immediate need, going to Google Business Profile and seeing the contact information doesn't match what the website says. And so there's some confusion there on how to contact them. You call the number, nobody picks up during the business hours, etc. So, how accurate and how maintained and how much you are honoring that information on your Google Business Profile can all pertain into the relevance factor. Second is distance, and that is physically your service area and how well you're setting that up online and how close you are to your prospects. Consider how far each potential search result is from the location term used in search. All right, so we know that our phones are tracking us. Your phone is you're pulling up your Google Maps and it's detecting your location. If the user doesn't specify a location in their search, Google calculates distance based on what it does know about their location. So it's not just your direct GPS tracking. There are so many other factors that your phone is using to determine your location, where you are, and that can directly influence how your business is showing up within their distance search. Prominence refers to how well a business is known. Okay, so based on the information that Google has about your business from across the web. So is all your contact information up to date? Is all your hours of operation up to date? Your phone number up to date? Are there plenty of links? Are you contributing articles? We'll get into more details about that. So your prominence is sort of the accumulation of not just your Google business profile, but as well as all of your other factors and all your other mediums that are online, such as your website, such as your content creation, such as what you're pushing out to social media. For example, the prominence is sort of calculating all of those, summarizing them, if you will, and then, of course, your Google review count and scores. Not necessarily that you have a perfect 5 out of 5, no business does, but how well are you maintaining those reviews and how often are you replying to them, whether they be good or bad. And of course, having a high enough rank, having a good score, getting plenty of 5 stars contributes to this heavily. So that is how Google is determining its own basis for your online presence. Now, regardless, across all of your online presence, here are the 5 factors that we tell people that they need to focus on. These are the 5 factors that matter the most to new customers. So when you're trying to attract new business, here is your checklist of how you kind of want to start. Accuracy, provide precise, up-to-date info about your business. I have said that already a few times, and I'm probably going to say it a few more times throughout the course of this session. We're talking about the accuracy of your contact information. So the phone number is accurate and up to date on your Google business profile, on your website, on your social media, on your other business listings such as Yelp, etc. Everything is precise and complete and consistent across all of those mediums. People aren't going to get a different set of contact information. You need to have it set up so that if somebody is calling your number in your Google business profile, or they're sending a request through I don't know, a link or a form that you might have on your Facebook. I guess I'm trying to speak to the frustration if you've ever encountered a local business where you click on their Google business profile and you try to call them, but they don't really do a lot of activity there. You go to their website and the information's all different, but then someone tells you, by a neighbor or a friend, oh, well, all the real info is on Instagram. Or if you really need to get in touch with them, you got to go to their Facebook page. That is what we're trying to avoid. You want all of your avenues and all of your mediums. You want to have a comprehensive presence, but you need it all to be accurate. You need all your information to be accurate. And if someone is clicking and contacting you via an online form, they need to be able to get to you there. If you have a phone number available during your business hours and your hours of operation, they need to be able to call it and to talk to somebody. So you need to be available and accurate across all of the large spectrum that is your online presence, and not just your 1 and 2 most important spots, such as your Google business profile or website. Convenience, that plays a lot into accuracy. We're just trying to make it easy for somebody to become your customer. You want all that stuff convenient and be able to reach you so that it's simple. If somebody has a need or somebody is a prospect and they're reaching out and they're trying to find help for something, you need to make it simple for them to find you and become a customer. If you are authentic, if you are transparent, if you are genuinely trying to put your best foot forward and to help your business, your industry, and your community, and being the very best business that you can be possible, then that makes you genuine and that makes you authentic and that builds your authenticity. Credibility to me is just a history of authenticity. It's just you can back it up with a track record of you've been a loyal company within your business for so many years, etc. Credibility is just backing up your authenticity with receipts, if you will. And relevance. Align your campaign's content and messaging to the specific needs. So again, that's sort of the summarization point there at the end. You're taking all of these other 4 factors, you're combining them, and you're making sure that the content that you're pushing out to your website, the content that you're pushing out to your social media, the content that you're posting on your Google business profile speaks to all 4 of these areas, that you're pushing out to the needs of your customers and your prospects. You're showing that you understand both your community and your industry, and you're standing on the foundation of the other 4 pillars there, and that helps build your relevance. So that's sort of your positioning, if you will. We talked a lot about the ins and outs, the points, the technical points of your online presence, and this slide right down here being so more of your positioning and your thought process when you're approaching building and maintaining your online presence. All right, a little bit into search patterns and how those come up. We're just going to get into the talk a little bit about the individual areas that someone may be able to find you online and the different categories thereof. Some maps. We talked about Google Maps. We're all well aware of it. We have a little device that has that in our pockets. When people are on the go or not near a computer, they rely on their phones to find a business nearby. This is so very true when people are out. You're out, think about you're out on your day, you're running errands, a need comes up, or you have an emergency at home, etc. You're not going to have time to sit down and do a long research and request multiple quotes from different businesses online. You're going to pull out your Google Maps and you're going to look for that business that's near you and is the most relevant to your search as soon as possible. So Maps is the sort of primary way that this is done, but that is not all there is. We're going to go to the corner there and talk about social. If I can, people use social media to ask for referrals from friends, families, and neighbors to compare your business against others in the community. So massive portion of the discussion of whether or not people are going to be a customer with your business is happening online, is happening on social media, and you need to be a part of that discussion. So that's another way they're finding you. Visual and voice. So let's go to visual. Visual, to me, this is all just about making sure you're adding plenty of content to your online profiles, like your Google business profile and your website. Pictures and videos being a primary form of that content show people who you are, who your business is, and show your products and services in action, if you will. Your customers will first look for photos and videos that answer their questions and solve their problems. So they're looking for information. Be an educator, not unlike how we like to do these webinars. Put out the information to build the better world that you want to see for free, whether or not people become customers or not, helping to educate and guide and to be that source of new information out in the world is very important. And visual is how you really you can contribute to that. You can add videos, you can add pictures, and you can really be more impactful than anything you could probably say over the written word. And then they might find something that you've written, so you're just more content you're pushing out there, more educational content, the greater chance someone that has a specific problem is going to find what you are helping to provide. Voice, this has a little bit more to do with the hands-free, so when you're utilizing your Siri or you're using your Alexa while at home, remember that when these services are querying the system, like if it's, say, Siri. Siri is relying on the Google Maps, or the I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Siri is relying on the opposite of that. Siri is relying on the Apple Maps system, and the Apple Maps system is also pulling from Yelp. So again, there's a little indication that if somebody is in a real bind and they're hey Siri, what is the closest, I don't know, HVAC repair near me, then having the comprehensive online profile, having all your bases covered is really going to help you out there, because then Siri is going to access Google Maps. Google Maps is going to access the Yelp profile. So that's just one example that it's not always making sure that it's Google based. But voice search is a lot more popular, or is becoming more popular. We have it all on our phones. We have it at home. We have it even built into our PCs, like if you have a Windows computer and you have Cortana. So although is sort of the lesser of the four, is still a prominent source of people finding you, and is going to only grow throughout the years. Okay, so talking about online presence, what do all these really do? How do they impact our daily lives? Well, we have more convenience in our pockets and more demands than ever before, and customer expectations have accelerated the need of having an established online presence. We're more connected than we've ever been, and therefore this is becoming more and more important and critical into surviving into the modern age. Having a strong online presence means you get discovered more easily online. You're seen as a legitimate business. You can promote your presence. You can promote your business 24/7. You save money while attracting new customers. So there's a lot that you can do that you're not necessarily, you're spending a ton of money in marketing dollars in order to do this. Once you get a strong foundation, then you can have a increasingly exponential benefit to your return on investment. You earn Google's trust and you nurture customer relationships. Okay, that was what is your online presence and what exactly is it comprised of. Now we're going to be talking about growth. So these are the actual steps, the strategies and tactics that we are going to outline that you can take to grow your online presence, to improve your local search across Google search and maps and the whole of the internet. Okay, so we're going to jump into the 14 tactics. Again, you're going to receive a copy of these slides, so you can go back and you can review each one of these individual areas with your team, as well as providing a nice checklist as you begin to put your marketing plan together as well. So just a quick summarize of the 14 tactics. We're going to be going over the type of content you need to focus on, the how to build your service area, or what you really want to focus on there. Then the points 3 through 5 are really more dedicated. Well, so points 3 through 6, if I will, are sort of your more Google focused topics, although not entirely thereof, but we're going to be talking about how you field your Google business profile, your Google business profile being your primary first and foremost thing we try to get everybody to do when they speak to us, how you can continue to build that through your questions and answers portion. And then photos and videos you're adding not just to Google Business Profile, but to other areas of your site, as well as the reviews and getting new reviews and feeding your Google Business Profiles, or as well as reviews on other avenues and business listings and the importance thereof. We've talked a lot already about the accuracy on your website, but we're going to review that again. Then the other business listings, not just Google Business Profile, the heavy impact of social media, the continuation of email marketing and email at each stage of the customer journey. Then we're going to get into your paid ads. First, we're going to break out your Google and Microsoft ads, the powerhouse that is Facebook paid ads at number 12, 13, how your site is optimized for mobile, and 14 is automation into systems and software such as what we provide here at Surefire Local. All right. So we have a lot to get into, and I'm going to be going through the details. Reminder that you can go back through and listen to this video, as well as check out the slides themselves while you're creating your plan with your team. All right, so content that connects. what type of content do we want to be focusing on when we're building stuff for our website, as well as to pushing to all of our online channels. The more conversational, the better. So we're trying to be informative, educational. We're showing how we are the experts in our field, but we're not, we're also trying to keep it easy for everyone to understand. We want people to have, imagine picking up a piece of paper or piece of paper. You're reading your website. You want the content of your industry and what you're trying to communicate and what you're trying to educate your community of. You want people that have no experience or knowledge of roofing or any of this stuff be able to pick up, read your promotion or read your blog post, watch your video, etc. They need to be able to go into that having no knowledge whatsoever and being very quickly and easy to understand what it is you're trying to convey. So just remember that we're trying to educate, but we're talking to a neighbor. We're not talking to a student. We're not talking to a peer in the industry. We're talking to our neighbor. We're talking to our friend, and we're trying to communicate, their problems, their needs, their troubleshooting, etc. Focus on relevancy. Need to have a strong understanding of who your customer is. Okay, so you need to understand, why someone in your community is coming to your industry and what are the situations that are bringing them there, whether that be yearly maintenance, whether that be weather events that impact your area specifically. We've had a lot of that where I live, etc. So you want to be talking about, your industry and how you think about how it impacts your community directly and what people are looking for there. Structure and readability is key. Make sure that you're proofreading everything and you're having, a nice, short, concise, sweet, and well detailed, readable piece of structure and content when you're pushing that to a blog, etc. Create content at all stages of the customer journey. Here's my main point when I think about this. You're not talking just about the ad or the prospect. You're trying to get somebody to click on the call to action. You're thinking about the content that you're going to be pushing out to them at each stage of the customer journey. So you're going to be thinking about, what type of information do you need to be sending to a prospect that has already made their appointment, that has already put in their request? Is there anything in additional that you need to send to them before they get there that they need to understand? Any pre-paperwork? How are you getting that to them? How is that being packaged? And then if there's any sort of testimonials or anything you can add in terms of consideration when people are, whether it be like a long sales cycle and they're trying to get additional quotes, etc. And then what are you going to do once a decision has been made? What type of content are you pushing once somebody has made the sale? And then what type of content are you pushing or information do they need when they purchase? And then all about your referrals and facilitating and referring happy customers to give 5-star reviews, etc. You need to think about not just marketing and not just the content that gets them in the door, but you're applying that same standard and that same process to everything along the customer journey. So different people respond to different types of content. We know that is pretty basic, but you need to think about whether or not your customers in your area can be broken up into different groups and the different demographics and how you're going to be talking towards them. All right, so some facts about content creation that I would like everyone to keep in mind. 46% of marketing budgets is on content creation. Okay, so that's still probably the biggest chunk of any marketing budget for most companies. And then 22% of content is created for middle of the funnel, 14 for late stage, 11 for post-sale. I'm just expressing that stat right there to try to tell you that it's important to consider content at every stage of your customer journey. Do something that maybe your competitors aren't doing, and emphasize the importance of customer communication at every stage, not just getting them in the door. And that can really set you apart and from the competition and help build your online presence. Okay, I'm going to try to move along here because we're going into tactic 2. Want to be cognizant of time. Establish your online service area with a Google business profile. All right. Easy difficulty. very high impact. Your service profile. Establish your online service area with a Google Business Profile. We've told you number one thing, whether you become a customer here or not. If you haven't done this, this is the first thing you can do, and it won't cost you anything, is to claim your Google Business Profile. So set it up, keep it accurate, keep it concise. Establish a service area with the Google Business Profile. Getting search engines to recognize your entire service area online is one of the top challenges local service areas businesses face. So you want to get included on that near me search. Remember the stat over there in the top, in the bottom right, where we said we were going to talk about a little bit more. 82% of consumers use near me or local search with their smartphone before deciding on a business. So this is so important and huge in the determining factor of whether or not you are going to pop up when they search in terms of distance and in terms of relevance on their Google Maps when they are needing to find your business right away. Okay. So making sure that you're keeping Google happy is how you're going to help determine that little statistic right there. Okay. To build it, think about, so there are many factors that play into your distance and how you're showing up online, but maintaining your Google Business Profile is the most important area to start with. Okay, you have the ability to define your online service area on Google to increase local visibility. From within there, you can add up to 20 zip codes, cities, towns, or states. Do not overlap, but build as wide a coverage area as you can. All right, so continuing with the topic of what you can do with Google, create Google posts. Easy to do with a moderate impact. With feeding Google posts to your Google Business Profile, you gain more control of what searchers see about your business on Google. You help your profile on Google stand out with eye-catching posts. You share your offers, your updates, your photos, your testimonials, and even showcase members of your team and how you're impacting your local community. So it's this same content you can be pushing out into your blog posts on your site. This is the same content that you can turn around and be posting in your Facebook profile and your Instagram. You need to maybe customize things a little bit to their different mediums, but this is all, you can be putting all of the content out to all of your different channels. So so if you're going to do that and you're already pushing out to your site and to your social media, please remember to put it onto your Google Business Profile. The more you feed that, the more information Google gets to chew on, and the more it'll pump up your business. What are some stats there? 40% of local businesses have never created a Google post, so they may have just claimed their profile to claim it, but they're not actively feeding it, they're not helping it grow. And 17% of local businesses post once a week. So there is a lot of opportunity there to get ahead of your competition in your area if you're posting to your Google Business Profile. Tactic 4. What else about your Google Business Profile is posting the questions and answers to your Google Business Profile. So what are the types of things you can do to boost this? Looks like I jumped ahead on my sheet. Okay. So create relative content that answers specific questions. So this is great if you have common questions around your area, or if there's a lot of common issues sort of pop up, you can speak to that on your Google Business Profile. You're not only helping prospects, but you're helping people that are in the direct need, but also people that are researching and perusing for your business. You engage prospective customers in the moments they're considering you. Think about it. If someone has a direct need or a real question that they need to get asked, and they go to your Google Business Profile, and that question in and of itself that's most commonly asked is right there in bold with the big answers on what exactly how to do, you've just made it even more convenient for them to become your customer. Increasing visibility in the people also ask section in Google's local search results page. And what are some stats on this? Why is it important to contribute to the question and answer session? 90% of people say user-generated content, or UGC, is more impactful than promotional emails or search results. So when they say user generated content, I just see it as something genuine. You know, we live in a world where we can just pull out our phones and start talking to the world and to our friends and family and everybody beyond almost immediately, right then and there. So when you create something that is seen as user generated content, you're creating something that hasn't been, you know, you haven't sat down and, you know, written out a script for every single word. You haven't polished it. You haven't created it for sort of broadcast television, if you will. You're creating something that's genuine, that's real, and that genuine sincerity is what really appeals to people. So 90% of people say user-generated content is more impactful than promotional emails or search results. 60% of customers believe user-generated content is the most authentic marketing content, and four times, the ads with user-generated content receive 4 times higher click rates and 50% drop in cost per click. So it's just more impactful than anything else you can provide. And you, in the Google and Answer question on your Google business profile is a great avenue for that. Okay, upload photos and videos to your Google business profile. So you're really just focusing on, you know, again, these are the same photos and videos you're posting to your other channels, to your Facebook, to your website, etc. But just don't forget, they also can add to here. You're pumping up this Google business profile, you're making it healthier, you're making it stronger, and it's only going to build your online presence. Post photos from your office and projects. What do you recently have going on, as well as your personnel? Showcase your team and company culture. Showcase your happy and attentive employees, as well as any impacts or anything you might be doing with your local community, such as charity. Create customer video testimonials. Those are fantastic. The more testimonials you can get from happy customers, think about how impactful a positive 5-star review in the past week has an immense amount of impact on your Google business profile and helping people and encouraging people to go with your business, and how impactful that is. That only becomes exponentially more impactful if then, instead of in words, that is a video testimonial of a very happy customer. Increase visibility in search results. Anything more than 3 weeks is considered no longer recent. Anything more than 3 weeks old is considered no longer recent. I would take that as a general rule, not just with your Google business profile, but with your online presence as a whole. You need to constantly be feeding this machine. You need to constantly be feeding this. We're talking about feeding your Google business profile so that I can help your online presence. You're taking that content. Make sure you're also feeding your website and everything else. Stay consistent across all the different channels and consistently add new content. Anything 3 weeks or older is too old. Don't get rid of it, just add more. 35% more clicks to your website by uploading photos and videos to Google Business. Photos and videos are just more impactful no matter where you are in your Google presence, especially to millennials. 62% of millennials who are now middle-aged prefer visual search over other search types. 72% of consumers search for visual content before making a purchase. I know it really impacts on how I buy things. I need to see them. I need to understand how it works. Get more online reviews. The impact on this isn't just high, I'd say it is extremely high. Easy and powerful way to maintain your recency online. Your most important site for reviews for your small local business within the United States of America is, of course, Google. It is your Google business profile. But remember, depending especially on your community, your location, your industry, what have you, and true for everyone, it is not the only place you will be getting reviews. Okay, so when you're doing your reviews, you want to think about the stages of the customer life cycle. We talked about providing content to each one of those stages. Make sure that we are giving people an accurate and very convenient way to leave reviews, that we are facilitating feedback from very happy customers. We want recent reviews. Okay, we want 1 to 3, at least 1 new review a month, but that is on the low end. You want to try to get as many as possible. And it isn't just always about whether or not they are 5-star. That's obviously, the goal every single time. It is how you are responding to these reviews, and especially how you are responding to negative reviews, because everyone has negative reviews. You just want to make sure that your business is getting a consistent flow of new reviews, as many 4 to 5 star reviews as possible, and that you are responding to all reviews in a timely manner, at least they say under 24 hours. That is the absolute very best. They just a reminder to get to them as soon as possible. You also need to worry about how you are responding to your 1 star and your negative reviews on Google, because how you deal with an unhappy customer and how you genuinely approach that is also going to greatly impact how people perceive your business and whether or not they want to become a customer of yours. Focus on trusted sites that'll have the biggest influence on your online visibility. Utilize both first-party reviews on your websites and third-party reviews on business listings. You get a good review, there's no reason not to use it in some of your promotional materials. As long as you're not giving away someone's personal contact information, of course. Legality's not, all that stuff standing that I can't speak to. 4-star, Google filters local results for best to display only 4-star and higher results. Okay, so it's important. We want to put your best foot forward and get as many genuinely happy customers as possible, and we're getting them to leave reviews. 94% of people have said an online review has convinced them to avoid a business. It may not necessarily be the fact that a poor review is left, but perhaps the business has several 1-star reviews and that they're not replying to, or maybe they've replied to them in a negative aspect. There's a lot more to it than just a perfect score. 5 to 9% increase in revenue can be attributed to a plus 1-star increase in rating. So the better and more you're maintaining this, and the better your score is, the more money and customers you're ultimately going to get, and the higher the return on investment. So moving on to tactic 7, regularly update your website. This is where it trips up a lot of people, and it has a very high impact. The first thing I would say on making content updates, remember what I said before, you push it to 1. With just a few tweaks, you can push it to all your other avenues. But your website, if you're pushing content to your Google business profile or your social media, remember to constantly feed your website as well. Publish blog posts. If you're going to push any kind of content, a long form blog post on your website is probably best. Not the only kind, but best, especially if you include some videos or some pictures there within. Maybe a video on YouTube would also really help. Add first-party reviews. Okay, you can take your really exemplary 5-star reviews and push them to your website. Create location-based content. So you can create content based on your surrounding areas and your community and the maybe the things that happen there within. I'm thinking mostly towards businesses that are directly affected by weather, like in around our area, tree trimmers, roof repairs, etc. Continuously check and optimize according to Google Search Console Insights. 46% of people expect a website to load in 2 seconds or less. So, you have to have it, you have to maintain it, you have to keep it accurate and up to date. I'm speaking towards your website. But if you do not have a good service, or you do not have it set up appropriately, or you don't have the right content, or you keep it inconsistent, or if it just doesn't load in 2 seconds or less, people are going to forget about you and probably be well turned off of your business. Nothing really gets me worse than if I go to a business, they seem to have a pretty good Google business profile. They're near me, maybe they haven't posted in I don't know, the past month or so, but they've got decent reviews and all this stuff, but they're really convenient towards me. But then you can't find something, you go to click on their website and it's just a complete mess. That'll turn me off from a business, becoming a new customer to that business right away. 82% of people won't browse unsecured websites. Basically, you just need to know, if you don't have an up-to-date modern website, you're selling yourself short. 29% increase in conversions by featuring user-generated content. We've talked about how important that is. So make sure that if you're creating genuine user-generated content, you're pushing that to everywhere, your website included. Regularly update your business listings, other than Specifically, we're talking about other than Google Business Profile that we've already spoken to very much. A regular update your business listings. So things like, well, for lack of a better example, Yelp, I would kind of consider that that is a very prominent business listing, but less of a priority in my books to Google Business Profile, obviously. Add a new feature image once a month. We're feeding our Google Business Profile. If you need to be on these, and we do encourage, a full breadth of, if you will, of representation on all avenues of your online presence, especially your other business listings. But if you're pushing content to, like I said, you're pushing content to one, push it to all. You can promote your new offers. You can share your photos. You can ask your customers for reviews, and you can make seasonal changes to your information. So once you do something, once you change, say your holiday hours on your website, just make sure you're changing it on everything else. Okay. Hit that point one more time. 73% of customer engagement happens off your website. Okay, so it's happening in other sources other than your website. Obviously, your Google Business Profile being the first and foremost, but it's not the only one. Maybe somebody used Siri on their phone that accessed the Apple Maps that then pulled information from the your Yelp profile. Okay, so 73% of your engagement happens at other places other than your website online. 80% of consumers lose trust in local businesses if they see incorrect or inconsistent information. If I go from one page to another, regardless of the reason I need to do that, if I go from one page to another and I see a different phone number or a different set of instructions or a different address, different anything, and it's not consistent, you're immediately showing me that you're not organized and you're not staying on top of it, and you're turning me off as being a prospective customer. 68% of consumers would not use a local business if they found incorrect information in listings. I'm one of those. I wouldn't. You have to be consistent. Tactic 9, maintain an active social media presence. So if all of this wasn't already enough, you have to maintain an active social media presence. Improved traffic, lead generation, and growing customer loyalty are among the top reasons why small businesses see value in social media. Okay, so share helpful information, raise awareness, how-tos, common myths, etc. Think about that blog post we told you need to make for your website and that you're promoting your Google Business Profile. You're just turning around, you're making sure that you have a Facebook optimized post or a social media optimized version of that, but you're also promoting that blog post with its link on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page. Remember that the conversation is happening here too, and you need to address that. Share personal stories about your business, yourself, your team, and differentiate yourself from your competition. Say, if anything, social media, the advantage it has, something like a Facebook or your Instagram page may have over your other avenues, is it is much more of a direct one-to-one conversation with your community and with your customers. It's a little bit more of an intimate relationship that you're getting to have on social media. Engage in conversations and respond to all comments. There you go. Be active. Like I said, with your reviews, you have to be active and watchful of your social media as well. 96% of Facebook users access the platform on mobile. Okay, 500 million daily views on Facebook stories. That is huge, but is obviously not a surprise. 3 to 4 posts per week is common publishing cadence. Think about that as you're feeding all of these mouths, all these animals, as I've kind of pointed out or alluded to. You're feeding all these different areas and you're giving it content. How much that you need to push that social media, and maybe you need to look, and depending on how your base is interacting with your company and your community and your industry on Facebook, maybe you need to do a little bit more there than perhaps others, but you're covering all your bases, and that's what's important. Building an email list. Here's the thing about email. It is not dead. It's been around since the 90s and it's not going anywhere. Email is still massively important, especially in the engagement and nurture of leads with targeted email campaigns. So think about your email list. Your email list is just your customers. You really can't do much without the email nowadays. That's how you're paying. It's helping to how, managing payments. It's how you're tracking your orders. It's you're getting your notifications. You're getting files sent to the email. You're already getting their email anyway. So you make sure that you're doing something with that email list and with those people, whether they be prospective customers or previous clients or whatnot. Are you engaging with them at least once a month? And are you utilizing that list and breaking down its demographics for lead nurture down the line? Are you sending automated responses to new leads for immediate follow-ups? So we'll talk more about automation here pretty soon, but how tied in is all of your systems. We talked about communication on each stage of the customer journey. Setting up an automated email system is a fantastic way to address those needs. Nurture leads to become lifetime customers with automated campaigns. Okay, you can set a lot of this stuff to, set it and forget it. If you let me use that saying. You can, we're talking about each stage of the customer journey, so you can set up through an automated email system, you can set up various workflows and various pieces of content to hit them when they've just become a brand new prospect, give them the information they need to make their decision, to evaluate other people and other competitors based on your offerings in your area. And then that automated workflow can happen at every single point of the customer journey, whether or not they are a prospect to after they sign to become a customer. What do they need to know about their order? What do they need to know about the post sale and how they're leaving the reviews? And then what is happening after they are an established customer, with the months that come in between their next sale? Are you feeding them educational content? Are you feeding them promotions and offers via email? It is the most sort of casual way, I would think, in order to elicit those customers. And it is still extremely viable, massive ROI when it comes to email. It's old school, but it's still extremely prevalent, and we all have to live with it. So never forget about email. You can engage past customers to drive repeat business and referrals, stay top of mind by sharing relative personalized information. You can get new news out there right away, not just, remember, if you've got a brand new promotion or a big announcement that's happened with your business, you post it don't just leave it just to your social channels. You need to get that on your website. You need to post that onto obviously your social media, but as well as remember that email, because all three of those things, and you have an official announcement. Spread awareness around a special promotion. We talked a little bit about that. 32 times. I talked about the huge ROI. For every $1 spent in email marketing generates $32 in return on investment. 59% of local marketers cite emails as their #1 source of return on investment. 81% of businesses say that email drives customer acquisition and 80% of retention. That's huge, and especially huge for a medium that I was told was going to be basically obsolete by 2004. And that's 20 years ago. I am old. All right, moving on. Tactic 11, building ads. Okay, this is a very high difficulty with an extremely high impact, and is always can be resolved when you find a great source and a great company that can help you with this avenue, such as Surefire Local. Okay, so let's dig into it a little bit. There are 2 seconds to the ads. So tactic 11 and tactic 12 is going to be all about Google ads. Tactic 11 is Google and Microsoft, and the next one we'll do Facebook. I'll try to move along at an increased speed, being cognizant of time. All right, Google is the most used search engine. We all know that. The all-seeing eye. Bing demographics tend to be older and higher income searchers. Okay, so when you get a Microsoft computer, it comes default loaded with Bing as the default search engine. Utilize a mix of exact match, phrase, match, and negative keywords. So it's the exact phrase you're wanting to target. People input it into a search engine. Okay, the exact sort of a combination of words that you think most of your customers are hitting, and then a phrase match, which is a more generalized version of that. Okay, maybe not the exact words, and then whether or not you want your business to not appear on negative keywords. Okay, so those things that you want your business, when people search, that you want your business to stay clear away from. Remember, when you create something like a Google ad, you have the paid sponsored ad. Those are the first results you see at the start of every page. That means that someone has paid to show up for the search term that you have placed in to the Google search browser. You've put in that term, you've hit it, and the first few that show up it'll say sponsored, and those are the paid ads. And then underneath that are all the quote unquote organic results, the non-paid results that Google is finding via its algorithm that we've went over earlier. You can optimize landing pages for conversions. Highly relevant call to actions really help this. No distractions, and there is no branding. So you're just using the appropriate phrases that people need to hear in order to entice them to click, and you are paying for many cases, you are paying for each one of those clicks. Choose bidding and budget strategically. Okay, so 75% of people say paid ads make it easier to find what they need. 74% of small business owners say pay-per-click is a huge driver for their business, and 70% increase in conversions by utilizing remarketing. So, people that have clicked on the ad in the past, and you are sending new messages to those groups that have already shown some interest. So those are the impacts of Google Ads, highly important and can be pretty complicated to figure out. And then we move into Facebook ads, which is a powerhouse when it comes to the world of paid ads, is on Facebook. Why? 75% of high income earners are on Facebook. 6% decrease in average costs on Facebook ads, and 11, an average Facebook user clicks on 11 ads per month. So what makes Facebook ads a little bit more impactful, in my humble opinion, a little bit more impactful, is the increased use of content such as video and images, less words, create custom lookalike audiences based on your customer profile. So the audiences that it's targeting, the demographics that it's targeting, are based on the individual Facebook profiles and the information contained there within. Match ad types to your goals, brand awareness versus traffic versus lead generation versus conversion. So you can decide what you're really trying to help build and focus your strategies based on that. You can Facebook ads have a very strong call to action and set up conversion tracking with Facebook Pixel. So there's a lot that can go into ads, but whether they be Google, Bing, or Facebook. And we're moving on to tactic 13, and I'll try to wrap this up. Optimize website speed for mobile and local search. So make sure that my audience view is working. Okay, 100%. Here we go. All right, so what does this mean? This means that you just want to make sure that you have a great website provider and that your website is appropriately optimized for both for mobile and for local search. What are some factors we need to consider? Basically, just make sure that you have the right website and that it is up to date and it is secure and that is functioning appropriately, regardless of the type of phone or browser that somebody is using to find you. Fast websites rank better in search engines and increase conversions. Adapt your design and keep your website lightweight. Load above the fold first. Reduce the number of redirects in the page. So much more. Just to give you an idea how important it is to have a well-functioning, optimized website. 900% plus growth and multiple mobile searches for blank near me today, tonight, over the past year. We talked a little bit about that, how important that is in the how important of a statistic that is for building your online presence in general. 15.3 seconds, the average mobile website page to load. And here's the kicker: the first 5 seconds of the page load time has the highest impact on conversion rates. All right, moving on to our very last point, which is the importance of automation and a system not unlike the surefire local marketing platform. How to automate your business. So you can take a lot of these incredibly numerous spinning plates that we've outlined here today and put them all within the grounds of one system that can do it all to help maintain your online presence and to better grow your business. So how do you, what does automating your process mean? You can become more productive and save time. You can improve lead response times and conversion rates, maintain a consistent online presence across all channels, consistency being so key, brought that up many times. You reduce your cost per lead. That can benefit greatly your ROI, return on investment. Discover new insights and visualize your marketing return on investment. 56% of small business owners say it's difficult to implement and roll out new technologies. 76% of local marketers see a positive ROI within a year after adding automation, and 20% productivity boost by leveraging marketing automation. Here's a little quick exercise. Although the only part about this that I would add is go to your web browser and click on a private window or a incognito mode. That'll give you a fresh instance. Sometimes our search engine results are determined by our profile, our location, etc., and us as users. Whereas if you go to a private tab, you can get more accurate and more clean information as if somebody were looking up your business for the first time. But essentially what you want to do is you want to search on Google for your services you offer in your local market. And you just want to know for yourself, this is a little bit of your own information. Is your business found in all placements? Are you showing in your business listings you want to show in? How are you showing on organic results, on Google Maps? Are they finding your images? Are they finding your videos, etc.? Is your information up to date? So, that then the second is, are you maintaining consistent up-to-date information on all your mediums within your social media, within your online presence? And then the more complete and accurate your information is, the easier you'll be to match with the right searches, resulting in more visibility. All right, now here is my chance. I'm gonna go ahead, now that we still have everybody here, I'm gonna put the poll on the screen. I'm gonna put this poll on the screen to see if you would like to schedule your own one-on-one session with us to see how our all-in-one business intelligence marketing software that utilizes AI learning not found anywhere else can give you complete visibility into your marketing, transparency of ROI, and make it really simple and easy to build your digital footprint and to grow your business profitably. So if you want to see how an all-in-one solution can help you with all the different many spinning plates we discussed here today, you can tell us right then and there. I have that poll placed on the screen for you to let us know. And you could, if you want to have a one-on-one session with us, with a subject matter expert, or if you happen to be watching this later on demand at another date, please remember that you can request that one-on-one at any time by visiting our website. You just go to surefirelocal.com and click the Get a Demo button in the top right-hand corner. Now, whether or not you're new or a returning customer, we're really simple that you were able to spend some time with us today. All right.